Good morning. How is everybody? I have not been out here in a few days, so I just came out to water everything and look around and see what's going on. I got into something. I can't imagine how that happened with all my digging and weeding and exploring and, playing in the dirt and whatever. Anyway, so I had a rash that was just really, really horrible. I have not been out of my pajamas for 3 days. So taking medication and getting that under control. And anyway, I actually have on real clothes today, and I thought I'm going to go out and see if I can get into something again. So here I am in the garden. I'm actually trying not to get into something again, but here I am anyway, as I have a little itch on my ankle. So I'm out in the garden looking around, and I wanted to show you guys what's going on out here. So you can kind of see behind me the sugar snap peas. They are pretty much done. I think I'm gonna probably pull them out because I have in the greenhouse, I have some more starts for vegetables that I think I'm gonna put in. So I'm gonna take some things out and put some things in. Someone on the page, the Growing Wild page, asked me what I am doing in my greenhouse. What am I growing in there? And so I'm gonna show you guys that. And show you how the garden has grown over the last few days while I've not been out here, and definitely you guys haven't seen it in a little bit, so I'm going to show you around. The trail cam, the sneaky little hummingbird, I've been trying to catch him for a week and a half, and it's like he knows where the camera is, and he goes to whatever feeder is not facing. I've tried them all. It's crazy. I actually have the camera right now where it should be catching 3 feeders, and he goes to the one that's not on all the time. So anyway, so that's kind of funny. But the mud kitchen is starting to grow quite a few weeds in the wood chips. So that wood chip plan is not perfect. So I'm going to have to work that out. And so I'll show you guys that. I have these flowers that my friend gave me. You can kind of see they have grown so tall past the bird bath, and so but they're starting to bloom, and so my marigolds are blooming. So I'm going to show you around, and I pulled some beets yesterday. I posted a picture. I made myself a little batch of beets. That was all I pulled was what you saw in the picture. That was it. The rest of them were not quite big enough, but I made myself some beets out of my garden. So I'm very excited. I have more beets ready to go in that are in the greenhouse, so I can start pulling those as they're ready, and then I can just replace them when they're finished. I've pulled up the broccoli because we kind of used it all up and it was going to seed, so I used up everything that I could, pulled the broccoli out, and now I have potatoes planted there, the potatoes that were growing in the greenhouse. I've moved them out here. I wasn't sure that they were going to handle transplanting well, but because I had them going in a basket with weed cloth underneath, so I just was able to kind of pick up the whole everything with the weed cloth and then set it down into a hole in my raised bed so that it was as little disturbance as possible to the potatoes. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know how it's going to work, but the leaves are staying green and they've perked back up, and they're handling, they look like they're doing okay. So hopefully we'll still get some potatoes, and we'll see what happens. As I've said a million times, but in case you don't know, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm totally winging it. So anything that's successful is just successful because I prayed over it and got a little bit lucky and a lot blessed. That's what happened. So anyway, I'm going to show you what's going on in here. Ah, yes. Welcome to the garden. Okay, so we have these tall pink flowers. These are the ones that my friend gave me the seeds for. And I actually planted these two on either side of the bird bath, forgetting how tall they were going to be for one thing. But anyway, that one, I don't remember planting it, but there it is. So, okay. And then I have marigolds on this end of the garden. Some of these things that look like weeds in the marigolds were other flowers that I planted that they have blooms, they just haven't opened up yet. So some of it is weeds and some of it was not, and some of it I kind of left because I wasn't sure, and now I can see things I need to pull. So anyway, so there's that. I did get my first onion yesterday. I pulled it out, and it was a pretty decent size, and I think a couple of these would be decent size to be able to use. This one has a little bloom on the top. Okay, so people are always asking me, how do you do this or that? So I'm going to tell you what I've read because I've never grown onions before. So what I've read is that they will grow like this, and you'll know when they're ready to pull because they will bloom and then they will droop. And so when the top leaves start to droop down, you know that the onion is ready to come out. So I think you can pick them anytime you want to, because it just depends on how big of an onion you really want, I guess. But anyway, that's what I understand. But if I'm wrong, please tell me, because as I said, figuring it out as I go. Here's my tomato plants. They are looking kind of sad today. A little bit droopy. So I think I need to trim some stuff off of them, although I'm a little bit cautious about doing it because I think the tomatoes might have been the culprit for my rash. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's not what it was. So we'll see. I might do it. Tomatoes can cause rashes and stuff. Lots of people are sensitive to the plant, and so I don't know. We'll see. But I do have some tomatoes on there. These will all be small tomatoes because I wanted the kids to be able to come and pick them and eat them as they are hungry. So the tomatoes are growing. Here are my pepper plants. They're also looking a little droopy. They might have just gotten too hot or something. I don't know, but let's see what we have. There's some blooms underneath there. I don't know if you can see them. Sorry, there's a little glare. There we go. Yeah, some blooms underneath there. So we're gonna have some peppers if nobody eats them. I've had many strawberries, but something likes to eat the strawberries. So, all right. Okay. I have 2 sets of cucumber plants. This is one. Let me just let me tell you. My arm is straight out from my shoulder. So it's, 4 foot tall. These over here are 4 foot tall. I planted these at the same time as the other ones, so wait till you see how small they are. This is my spinach. It needs to come out. I have more spinach ready to go in. This spinach is kind of getting out of control there. So my beets, I just watered them. They kind of get upset. This is one of my cabbages. I have several more on this side. Everything is growing so nicely. I'm so excited about them. I need to look and see. I visited a friend and she said, "Can you look at my Brussels sprouts? Something is eating them and I don't know what." And I went over and I looked and I said, she showed me there were eggs all over it. And I said, "I wonder if it's," and as I looked, I found the same fuzzy little green worms. I said they were cabbage worms. I don't know. That I had on my cabbage in the beginning, and I started using peppermint oil on them and they have gone away. I have not seen any since. Now I haven't been out here in a few days, so I probably need to check them. Oh, yep, I see one right now. I'll show you. These fuzzy little cabbage worms. So I need to spray some more peppermint oil on them because they're just sneaky little beggars and they'll just get on there and eat everything up. And so I don't want them to eat my garden up. So we'll take him out and we'll spray the cabbages and keep them away so that they don't eat it up. All right, so here's my potato plant that I transplanted over here and kind of gave it a place to lean on. All right, so now let's see. My sunflowers, look at them. Oh, they're beautiful. So the sunflower wall is doing very well. The kids ever come and play. They have their little playhouse. All right, my sugar snap peas are ready to come out. There was lettuce underneath there. It's kind of been taken over by other things, so I need to clean that all out and put my new lettuces in. Okay, marigolds. Now, you'll notice, if you've been watching for long, you will know that there is a lot more stuff in this bed. So I'm going to show you. Mostly what's in here is things that I'm trying to use to attract the hummingbirds because I really want to get some pictures of some hummingbirds. But I also have mint. So I have spearmint on one end and peppermint on the other, and I will show you the plant on the other end. These guys were hanging in the greenhouse and it started to get too hot for them and they kind of started dying back. So I actually have them planted in hanging pots that came out of the greenhouse, but I also have them planted in the ground, and so I'll show you. So that one I took a start and started it in water and then planted in the ground. It took root in water beautifully. So and then the other one, this one here, this is the spearmint plant, and it is beautiful in the ground. I took a start from it out of the pot also, and you can see it it's coming back to life. So it also has some. Okay, so you guys got stopped at the mint. I was actually still recording, and I guess I must have bumped the button or something and didn't realize it, or it just stopped. I don't know. But so that mint is coming back. I don't know if you heard that part. So it looks good. The cucumbers, that was the next thing that I showed you, is that the cucumbers in this bed over here are so much shorter. You can probably see them right there. They are so much shorter than the ones in the bed in front of me. So I don't know if it's the soil. The soil in the other raised bed came from that big pile that had all the worms and everything in it. It was beautiful. Or if it's that they prefer the shade over here. I don't know. So anyway, that's that. So that was really all I said that you guys missed. So I won't go back and tell you too much more. All right, let's take a look at the starts in the greenhouse, because someone asked me what was I growing in my greenhouse. And so I'm going to tell you some things about my greenhouse. First of all, it's a mess because I did have everything hauled in here because it was stormy before I decided not to go anywhere for a few days. So anyway, so let's show you around. Okay, so most of you guys have seen my seed starts, but since someone asked, I'm going to show you. So what I am doing in here is I use the greenhouse to get things started. So this is some chard and some lettuce. Actually, that one might be, yeah, that's lettuce. And then down here I have lettuce and spinach. I have carrots, which don't transplant well. I'll just tell you that. So I don't know what's going to happen with them, but there they are. And I have beets, which I haven't tried to transplant them yet either. So we'll see. So the idea is that as things get used up in my garden, I can transplant the things that have started in here outside so that I will always have more vegetables go in all summer, so I won't run out of things. That's my idea, and it seems to be working pretty well. As you can see, I have a shade cloth over my greenhouse. I have to, because it is definitely warm. Now, I will tell you that standing inside this greenhouse, I do not feel like it's 120. I'm sure that it's that high because it's in that corner, and I probably need to move that thermometer so that I get a more accurate reading, because the sun beats down on it through the glass over there, and it always looks like that. But it is definitely warm in here. So most of the plants, now my spider plants, love it in here. Love it. My mimicry plants, they kind of like it in here. I think it would be too much rain if I put them outside. This guy, he's kind of in the jade family, I think, and he does really well too. He tolerates dry soil, so I can add water, you know, and he's okay. And then you almost can't kill a pothos plants, so you know, but you can see where he's gotten hot the last couple of days because I haven't been out here to open the screen door. And I do have, I've showed you before, but a screen door on the front of the greenhouse so that some air can come through. I have this tiny little solar vent fan, but it really doesn't do much. And then I have this other battery powered fan that I do turn on sometimes, and I will drape a wet paper towel over it to kind of make a fake air conditioning. And that cools it down in here a little bit, but it doesn't take long before the paper towel dries up and blows off. So anyway, so that's what's growing in the greenhouse right now. So my goal is to start things in here so that as things are finished growing outside, I can transplant them. What I don't know yet, because I'm still learning, is which plants should I plant in alternating parts. So when I pulled the broccoli, I put potatoes in because I felt like, maybe I'm wrong, but I felt like they would use different nutrients from the ground. So that's what I want to do, because you don't want to necessarily, if the beets have just grown there and they've just used up all the nutrients to grow beets, then you don't necessarily want to put beets back in the same spot. So do I want to put the beets where the lettuce was growing and put the lettuce where the beets was growing? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you guys know. I'm still figuring all of that out for sure. Let's see. Oh, I think I scared away my hummingbird. He comes around, but he came over to check us out the other day when we were sitting out here in the chairs, and he came over very close. Brian was afraid he was going to land on his head. It was kind of funny. But anyway, so I like to see him. I just can't catch any pictures of him. Rotten little thing. Anyway, so that's what's going on. And right now it's beautiful weather and it's a beautiful day, and I have on real clothes and I'm not itching like crazy. So that's good. I am starting to get a little bit warm, so I probably will go back in for a little while because I'm noticing a couple itches. So I don't want to get them all flared up again before they're all better. But anyway, that's what's happening in the garden. I'll see you guys later. Be blessed.